Detected. Hostile care package above.
Hostiles remove
Rearming mousetrap. Recycling turret.
performance is trending below acceptable thresholds. Care package detected overhead. Hostile UAV established above. Enemy UAV detected. I'm getting calls from some very happy shareholders. Good work.
Drop in dubs.
Kill confirmed. The advantage is ours. Hold it.
Requesting recon overhead.
Taken out.
Authorizing CUAV ECM mission. TACOM, get a care package on my location.
Hostile UAV established above.
Toss a sight grenade.
Hostiles removed your assault pack.
Enemy UAV detected. Falling behind. Hostile UAV established above.
Your assault pack has been destroyed.
Enemy UAV detected. Skewer release detected. Hellstorm inbound.
Sentry turret online.
Hostile UAV established above. Enemy CUAV established overhead.
Tossing sight grenade.
Hostile care package above.
Molotov out.
Enemies eliminated one of your assault packs.
Molotov sight.
Get a care package on my grid.
Kill confirmed.
Chance piloting Deadeye.
Incoming frag.
Hostiles removed your assault pack.
Enemy UAV detected. Hostile UAV established above.
Care package LZ marked. Task counter UAV above. Get me eyes in the sky.
Straight down.
TACOM, get a watchdog helo overhead.
Enemy field upgrade is down.
Enemy UAV detected.
Tossing sight grenade. Molotov out. Drop their ass. Put online. Tango taken out. Molotov EMP incoming.
Hostile UAV established above. Hostiles are pulling ahead.
Assault back. Come get supplies.
Commence care package delivery.
Tossing sight grenade.
Your assault pack has been destroyed.
Tossing sight grenade.
Scout pulse is online.
Enemy UAV detected. Hostile counter UAV above. All security personnel report to supervisors for evaluation.
We got outplayed. Facts.
Kill confirmed. Success guarantees continued access to premium benefits. Black Ops took the lead. Do not let them keep it.
Guild patrol! Toss a sight grenade.
We have lost the lead.
Tally 1.
They have the lead. Take it back. We've claimed the lead. Widen the gap.
TACOM, Gray requesting CUAV.
We have lost the lead.
Toss a sight grenade.
Hostile UAV established above.
Gray requesting care package deployment.
Enemy UAV detected.
Task counter UAV above. TACOM, get a care package on my location.
Hostiles, remove your assault pack.
Gray authorizing UAV mission.
Toss a sight grenade. You got shit in your eyes, motherfucker.
Your assault pack has been destroyed.
TACOM, Gray requesting CUAV.
Hostile UAV established above. Enemy UAV detected.
Enemy moving. shield upgrade is down. Molotov out.
Hostile UAV established above.
Hostiles, remove your assault pack.
Enemy UAV detected.
Kagan requesting UAV tasking. Kagan marking care package.
Tossing sight grenade.
Hostile UAV established above. You want to explain this to the board? Turn this around.
Kagan deploying RCXD. Kagan requesting UAV tasking.
Your assault pack has been destroyed.
Kagan marking care package DZ.
All right, I'll save. They whooped our asses.
Kill confirmed. The guild has chosen to invest in you. Do not let us down. Lead is ours. Do not let up.
Time's up.
Toss a side grenade.
Hostile dog active. Enemy care package detected overhead.
Oh, you busy now, aren't you? Enemy off the wall. Sentry turret online.
Scout Pulse is online. Sentry turret operating. Authorizing UAV operation. Civilian piloting Deadeye.
Enemy Hellstorm launch detected in your AO.
Toss a side grenade.
Hostile grenade incoming.
Assault back. Go get supplies.
Enemy CUAV established overhead. Enemy UAV detected.
Syntax front. Syntax front. UAV mission request lost.
One of your assault packs has been destroyed.
Severi requesting UAV overflight. Severi scanning with Scout Pulse.
Enemy scout pulse active.
Authorizing UAV operation. Scout Pulse is online. Kagan requesting UAV tasking.
Toss a side grenade.
They have the lead. Take it back. We have the lead. Maintain current posture.
Toss us something.
Mission request lost.
Syntax, fuck.
Standing on stealth zone.
Keep pushing, Sec Team. We are in the
Come
lead.
get supplies. Toss a side grenade.
You are catching eyes over here. Keep up the effort.
Yeah, I'll celebrate when the check clears.
Confirming kill.
Team Deathmatch. You are authorized to engage. Protect the Guild's interests. You claimed the lead. Widen the gap.
Molotov out.
Black Ops took the lead. Do not let them keep it.
Turret, Sierra 9, back online.
Incoming frag.
I need eyes overhead. Drop care package on my beacon.
Hostile counter UAV above. Hostile UAV established above.
Target appears hostile.
Enemy UAV detected.
Toss a side grenade. Enemy field upgrade is down.
Hostile care package above.
I need eyes overhead.
Toss it.
Emplacement Oscar 5. Reporting misfire. Explosion on center.
Molotov out. Assault back. Come get supplies. Enemy sight.
Nikolai requesting care package deployed.
Enemy pinpoint grenade.
Eliminated one of your assault packs.
Hand cannon going up.
Hostile UAV established above. Focus. Hostile scout force nearby.
Assault back.
One of your assault packs has been destroyed.
Enemy UAV detected. Enemy care package detected overhead.
Bus driver scanning. Deploying Deadeye drone.
Syntax incoming from.
Establish UAV above. Launch care package on my way.
Seeing hostile movement.
eyes overhead. I'm requesting care package deployed.
They are pressing their advantage. Take control of this.
Enemy assault back. Fuck off. Eyes on the
Pull back. Mission is a failure.
Shit, I ain't talking to the boss after that.
Team deathmatch. Neutralize all threats.
Armageddon to take place. Allow the end of all things to take place. Now, this is kind of the difference between Armageddon or like the rapture in the Judeo-Christian sense and like how things are going to be, right? In Judeo-Christianity, the rapture is really nothing more than like the stories of the faithful being taken back to heaven. You have the 7 bowls of God's wrath, you got the 7 trumpets of the apocalypse, and so forth, and you change this to earth, and all that kind of crazy stuff. Basically, everything goes belly up, is more or less what it is. But it's this notion of like the taking those who are faithful being disciplined, having before it all begins, and then those who are unfaithful being left behind, and then it kind of breaks down based on different stories that you read and so on. But here, the Armageddon is tried and true Armageddon, the destruction of everything, presumably everything except the mother, and we'll find out how all this plays out later on. But it really is the end of everything, presumably the end of God, the end of Satan, the end of humanity, the end of the whole damn thing, right? Like that's basically what it is. The whole kit and caboodle all gets the boot, and that's what's kind of nuts to me, is because following that, because Armageddon has begun, because the war of God and Satan has to play out, and then to get this to place, the question of Spawn is, well then why don't you just fix everything? If you created God and Satan, then get it together. Fix God, fix Satan, stop making them, stop letting them be dicks to each other, get humanity on the right path, then there's no need for me to go. I can just live in the afterlife, go to heaven, let's experience this peace myself. Like, just let me live, man, just let me go. And the response of Hunter was, And the reason why is because I, as mother, am beholden to laws of the universe because I made them. What's the point of having laws if I just break them willy-nilly? I don't break them because they're not meant to be broken. What kind of a role model would I be if I create and break my own rules? But it's still good on me. At that point, it just comes down to and so at the end of the day, what we're having is God and Satan being sent back to their respective places. So God is sent back to heaven, Satan is sent back to hell. But when God shows up here along with Zara, he basically looks at all the other seraphim, like all the other angels who have been here, and basically says, you guys have all been slacking off. Apparently, like, some folks from hell managed to break in and kill a whole bunch of my army. Satan is doing his whole thing. Like, what have you guys been doing all this time? Right? Have you guys been like resting on your laurels, sitting around watching The View? Is that what you guys been doing? Like, this kind of it's really, really hard, right? And so in response to that, it's like, with basically almost all of our forces dwindled, this time now takes the faithful. Those individuals who worshiped me, but didn't really know what I was about, believed that I was trying and killing God. It doesn't matter. Right? So like the rapture begins. And at that moment, that's when switched back over to Spawn and over to Wanda and Terry and all these guys. Now, Mother's still there, and Mother's actually all unfold. But when you end up having Spawn and Terry, really just like screaming and yelling at Spawn over everything, for Wanda, it's just too much to handle. It's more than she can cope with. And so what Wanda ends up doing is basically taking a pistol out and walking all the way up to the master bedroom, nobody realizing she's there, walking all the way to the master bedroom, taking the pistol, pulling it to herself, and then pulling the trigger. FYI, patrons, what do you guys do on patrons? Make sure you check out the announcement post that I made on Patreon about the start of our next uncensored video series. I think you guys are really gonna like it. So, it's the next uncensored series. It's gonna be on Patreon only. No holds barred. You'll probably hear me cussing. There's gonna be like swear words, all kinds of stuff in the comic. Yeah, so like comics explained uncut, basically. That's how you guys are going to see it. But in any event, we're finally getting back into Spawn Armageddon, right? And a lot of you guys really seem to enjoy it, which I'm really happy to see, right? Because I wasn't sure if you guys were really going to enjoy the series, but I'm glad you guys are. You guys love it, but we're kind of reaching the finality, right? Like, we've got this video, and I think we've got one more, and then we're done with Spawn Armageddon, and then we go into the aftermath, because I guess we're going to keep Spawn going. But in any event, if you guys want to get caught up, I have a playlist for Spawn, right? It has like the origin video, the origin of the character, the introduction of Angela, and then it goes directly into what we've covered so far. So you can get caught up with regards to the mythos. Not a whole lot of videos. I think it's maybe like 3 or 4 videos up to this point. But in any event, we're kind of picking up here with really the aftermath of Wanda basically being off this stuff. Because everything she's learned here has really just been 2 months to process, right? It's like, yes, that her twin children aren't really her twin children. Instead, they're basically God and Satan reborn in human form. Now again, this really ties into the mother of all creation, which is to say, the creator of the universe, this being that created all these various gods across the entirety of the universe, for every civilization that exists out there. And of all the gods which created, God and Satan are deemed to be failures. Because instead of serving the role which was assigned to them, which is to say, the traditional Judeo-Christian role, instead, they basically just bicker amongst each other. And so in order to teach them what it means to be human, the mother of all creation essentially sealed them away and then recreated their essences in human form, right? And that's where we kind of are right now. The whole of Wanda learning that basically her children, her twin children are God and Satan, is far more than she can grasp. And so because of all that, with it being too much to handle and all this kind of really, coming to a head, Wanda ends up going into the bedroom, as we saw, and then grabbing the gun and putting it on herself. Now, when we ended the last video with the presumption that Wanda had died, instead, the mother of all creation froze time. And the reason why is because what this meant is it basically allowed the mother of all creation to respond and to simply say, I understand how important she is, right? Because without her, you would lose your will to fight, and it's important that you fight. And so what this does is it allows Spawn to basically pull the bullet away, and then to keep Wanda alive. And so again, this is kind of yet another instance on the stack of all these things that have made life ridiculously difficult for her. And so in response to that, of course, you have Terry who's basically freaking out. The response to Spawn is do something, right? Do something to fix this and to make it right. And so as a result of that, what the mother of creation does is she basically wipes Wanda's mind of everything. Now, it's also told that she wipes the mind of Terry and Cyan. But what we're going to learn about Cyan is that that's not necessarily the case, right? Terry's kind of made to forget about the twins, the fact that they were God and Satan and all that kind of stuff, and Wanda was as well. Presumably so was Cyan. But at this moment, it's really more of the role that Cyan is playing. And the reason why is because what the mother of creation does is she basically leaves with Spawn. And what she tells him is that this role you're going to play in Armageddon, this final battle between God and Satan, is a war that you need to be prepared for. And at the moment, you are not. Cyan is going to be the person that's going to save you, right? She's going to be the one that's basically going to put you in a position where you can win the war. And that's why we saw in the previous video, when the mother of all creation was more or less using, as the man of miracles, the mother of all creation was saying, a child will save everything. And that's exactly what this is. It's Cyan basically being the person who's going to guide you on steps. And the reason why this matters is because Spawn has to face off against the disciple. But in order to kind of create this bridge with Cypher, what he has to do is show her his true face, to show her what Spawn really is. And so ultimately, he ends up visiting her, and then basically kind of opening himself up and pouring out this massive collection of insights. Simply saying like, I'm a monster of the worst kind. How you see me is not like me. You have to see me at my absolute worst. And that's when, he's kind of, it's kind of like it's only bugs, it's only bugs, it's only bugs. And the result of this push these things down. You're not a monster. And what this does is it solidifies the bond between Cyan and Alston. She genuinely and truly accepts him as he is. And that's what we're doing. His game, his success, depends on the success of Cyan. And fully accepting him for who he is. And so because of that, it's one of these things where essentially the enrapture has begun to start, right? Which is to say, people being brought up to heaven and to serve God more or less. And it's kind of a funny thing, because what we get is this kind of monologue of sorts, where Cyan talks about what the rapture is, right? At least in terms of what her grandma had told her the rapture was about. Now, what I want to do here is I want to sidetrack for a second, and I want to have this conversation about Granny Blake, right? Because this is one of those themes that was kind of covered over the course of a lot of the Spawn comics leading up to this point. Now, Granny Blake is not the most significant character in the entire Spawn mythos, but she also kind of is. And the reason why is because she really served in a lot of ways as a kind of religious advisor for Spawn. Not insofar as saying, like, here's what you need to do in order to win the favor of God and Satan, but whenever Spawn felt like he was kind of drifting off the path, or he was trying to reconcile his existence with the existence of, like, God and Satan and that kind of a thing, trying to figure out his place in all of this, Granny was the one that kind of guided him back. They basically said God and Satan are beings, and really kind of espoused the Judeo-Christian belief system of God and Satan, so on and so forth. Because of that, she was a character that, like, a lot of fans got attached to because of kind of like the emotional support that she offered. Now, eventually, they kind of went their own way, but it was one of these things where Granny Blake was blind, right? So there was this kind of sort of supernatural essence about her in the sense that she could see things that other people couldn't normally see. And that's what created a sort of rapport between herself and Spawn. Now, eventually, they kind of had a falling out. They really stopped communicating, different things like that. But this is why Granny is really kind of receiving a lot of emphasis here, right? Because in the eyes of Granny, she looked at the idea of heaven and hell and looked at it in the traditional Judeo-Christian place. She's going to a place where God truly loves her and different things along those lines. She'll be reunited with her husband, and that's how she sees it here, right? As she's making her way from Earth, her spiritual essence, or I guess her physical form, is leaving Earth, as part of the rapture, and then entering into heaven. She's reunited with Jack, her former husband who died. She basically kind of takes on this appearance of her being her younger, beautiful self, and of course she's kind of there looking at like God and so on and so forth. Now, this is all really given to us as kind of like the monologue of Cyan, right? In terms of, this is what Granny always told me God, heaven was going to be like, right? And so it's kind of like, Granny's perception of what heaven should be. The reality is anything but, right? As soon as she gets there and she passes through the pearly gates, there's no Jack there, right? There's no, heavenly choir of angels singing, and welcome to heaven, and all that kind of stuff. There's none of that stuff, right? Nobody from her past life that she knew who's there waiting on her or anything like that. There's simply just God as the child. And with Granny being unable to see what's really going on, God basically says, then let me return your sight to you. He gives her eyesight back, and when she sees what's up, what she sees is this enormous army that's being pulled. Seraphim of God, Zara basically leading them, all these various soldiers who are there, and all these humans who are there who have no clue what's going on, right? Because heaven, as it exists, it's not what they've been led to believe. And that's kind of the crushing sensation of it all. Nothing is what they thought it would be. And that's really what Granny says. This is not what heaven is supposed to be. Heaven is supposed to be like God loves us, and it's supposed to be the pearly gates, and it's supposed to be happiness everlasting. And what is this constant of faith? And that's when God kind of chimes in of like, okay, so like there's what you've been told, and here's what it really is. Right, like I'm the vengeful guy. Right? Like I'm the guy with great vengeance and like tearing things up and punishing the wicked. That's my kind of thing, right? And so as a result of this, God's like, you all have been brought here because I need an army. Because like we're gonna go to war with hell, and I kind of need an army. So like you've been conscripted, and basically rematerializes all the humans here into these heavenly soldiers. And so following that, what you end up doing is you end up jumping to Spawn, picking up with the mother of creation, and essentially going to face off against the disciple. Now, one thing to understand, this is not the first time that Spawn and the Disciple have met each other. And in fact, they met each other during Spawn 50, where the Disciple took out Spawn quick, fast, and in a hurry. The big indication there is that the reason why he met Spawn is because, one, he didn't really have the ability to tap into the 6,000 souls who were part of his body, but also because it was him just fighting on his own. Whereas here, he also has the belief of Cyan kind of past, right? Somebody who has faith in it. Now, the reason why this is taking place is because when this battle continues, if Spawn passes this test, then Spawn will prove himself worthy of the power of the Mother of Creation, right? Not so far as he will become the Mother of Creation, but insofar as Spawn will become a god, which is to say, divine Spawn. And a lot of you guys probably know, right? Spawn is eagle or with the wings and all that. So with that being the case, and Cyan backing him, when he goes to face off against the Disciple, it's kind of a tough battle at first, but after that, after a while, Spawn starts to get the upper hand on the Disciple. And one thing I want you to notice here is that on this guy's head, he basically has the Roman numeral for 12. And there's a reason for that, right? Spawn gets the upper hand on this guy, takes him out pretty quickly, and then kind of comments, "It should not be the right? And that's what he was worried about. The mother of creation said, much like you, the Disciple is more than what he seems. So be aware of that. When this version of Disciple is defeated, then suddenly Disciple 11 pops up. And what Disciple 11 says is, the person you fought before was James the Less, right? He was the weakest of all of us. Now you're fighting me. I'm Simon Peter the Rock. And so what this does is it allows, with the help of Cyan, who's really kind of engaging in this battle, almost like kind of like a video game situation. It allows some of the souls of Spawn to emerge and basically face off against the other disciples, while Spawn really seems to kind of go for the main prize. Now, the other part of this is that what you have is the return of the timer, the countdown timer. Now, this is old hat in a lot of ways. The timer was originally part of the Spawn mythos when it first came up, right? And the idea that Spawn only had a finite amount of energy, and when that energy ran down to zero, then basically Spawn would more or less die. Now, in this instance, the timer is much lower than it was before. And so if you guys are familiar with video games, this is, in effect, a boss battle. It's basically what this is, right? And it's cool. It's a really, really cool depiction of this whole thing. But Spawn facing off against these various disciples and ultimately overcoming them all in almost kind of like a montage battle, right? Like overcoming each one of these guys basically leads him to facing off against the final disciple. This is Judas Iscariot. Now, Judas Iscariot in Judeo-Christianity was the guy who sold out Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. What we're going to find out here is that in terms of the Spawn mythos, there was a lot more to it than that. But Spawn fighting against Judas Iscariot proves to be extremely difficult, right? He is wildly powerful. And so it's interesting because what Spawn was told is that in the beginning, you have to put your trust in Cyan. Cyan knows what she's doing. Trust her. No matter what she tells you, believe in what she tells you. And so as his power begins to sort of dwindle down, as his power begins to die off, then eventually Cyan comes to the realization that he has to sacrifice himself. Where Spawn goes into the kill, the response of Cyan is, no, you have to stop. You cannot kill him. Let him kill you instead. Let him destroy you. And initially Spawn's reaction is, no, that's kind of ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I have to pass the test. I have to prove how powerful I am by taking out these various disciples. And the response of Cyan is, no, don't do that. Basically, let this guy win. At the same time that all that's happening, the Armageddon is officially beginning, right? The whole thing of time is officially starting. As it does, at least according to the book of Master, it is with the massive earthquake that basically shakes the world, right? It begins the process of like the turning of the support stand and the bowls of God's wrath and the sounding of trumpets and all that kind of stuff. It begins here. And so the result is that taking this moment, doing exactly what it is supposed to do, the disciple essentially impales Spawn and kills him. If that's correct, which it is, what this means is that Spawn has officially passed the test. And what this means is that going forward, Spawn will achieve the power of all creation, right? Spawn is now elevated to the power of a god. Okay, so pushing out the next part. Did you guys really think I was going to leave you on this? Did you really think I was going to leave you hanging today? Not at all, right? We gotta keep this going, man. We gotta keep this going. The power of divine Spawn. And holy hell. It is amazing, right? So, what this does is this picks up really with kind of like the beginning of the end of essentially, like Armageddon in full strength. Now, initially, there are some strange things going on here that will be explained later on as we kind of go through. But with Cyan essentially having helped Spawn, and during the time when she was helping him face off against the disciple, there was this kind of protective sphere that was created around Cyan to make sure that nothing could harm her, right? That she'd be able to focus explicitly on what it was that she was doing and not have to worry about anything else. Now, outside of the sphere is Wanda and Terry. But as we end up seeing here, there's basically this kind of, monster-looking thing that basically sort of hammer against the sphere and destroy it, with Wanda and Terry and Cyan and Sun. Of course, it is building, and this is being protected, but this monster being there is sort of kind of the indication of, okay, this is where everything is really sort of going in, right? The rise of the Four Horsemen and all that. And so picking up with the aftermath of the Disciple having postponed, we get the reason why this